The best-selling electric cars in China this year. EV sales actually, NEV sales I should say, plug-in hybrids and EVs have grown by around 21% so far this year in China, which means globally we're on track to sell around 17 million EVs. But about 10 million of those will be in China. Now, what's remarkable about this, guys, is that only a few years ago, America was making more EVs than China was. Not many people know that. But now that has drastically changed. Fortunately for Tesla, people in China are still buying a hell of a lot of Teslas. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Phenomenal to have you with us. And I want to say a big thank you to our YouTube members and also our Patreon members. If you want to be a YouTube member or support us on Patreon, I'll put the links in the description. China. EV sales in China this year have grown significantly. But surprisingly to many, Tesla is still in first place. The Tesla Model Y is the best-selling car, or the best-selling EV this year in China, by a pretty decent margin, in fact. In the first 7 months of the year, Tesla has sold around 300,000 Model Ys, or to be exact, 298,384. So number one, but that does mean Model Y sales are down 17% in China. I suspect, though, that could be partly because the technology in the Model Y, its software is great, but other than that, it's pretty poor, in fact, in comparison to other EVs in China. It's a good car, guys. As an overall car, it's a great car. Reliability of these Chinese-made EVs is fantastic. But let's be honest, charging speed of the standard range model, 170 kilowatt, it's pretty subpar. And battery range, battery energy density, those are the things that we know the Juniper version should fix. And I think a lot of people know that. A lot of people I've spoken to in person, online, they are waiting for the new Juniper version. So I actually think only a 17% decline is actually a really good result. And it's surprising to me. When I was in China, guys, I saw Model Ys constantly everywhere. It's sort of like, it does get a little boring, to be honest, because there's all these other interesting EVs in China where I was looking around thinking, oh, look at that. That's cool. Oh, another Model Y. Oh, that's cool. Oh, another Model Y. So it did get a little boring. But anyhow, that's good for Tesla. Tesla sales in the month of August have actually been even better as well. They've had a bit of an increase in demand. Now, keep in mind the Tesla Model Y that's sold in China is slightly different to the Model Y that China or Tesla China sells to people who get the Chinese version. The international version of the Chinese Model Y does not come with the ambient lighting feature. It doesn't have the extra power that the Model Y in China gets. It gets 100 horsepower more. It doesn't get the extra range. It gets around 5% more range in China. So yeah, the Chinese version is a bit better than the version that we all get to buy here in Australia and in other countries around the world. In second place was the BYD Seagull with a total of 227,000 deliveries. BYD have just updated the Seagull. Sales are about the same as the previous year. The pricing for the Tesla Model Y in China, I should mention that. I thought you might want to know that. The price is $34,800, about $35,000 in China. That's before any subsidies. Now, of course, the performance model is quite a bit more than that. It's about $50,000 or $49,000. Third place is actually the Tesla Model 3. So yeah, the Model 3 is quite a long way in front of fourth place, which is also a BYD. Tesla Model 3, how many Tesla Model 3s were sold? Well, quite a lot considering sedans don't sell well in China. The total was 202,356. Next was the BYD Atto 3, or the Yen Plus as it's called in China. This does include international sales, by the way. The Yen, 151,815 deliveries. So it was behind the Model 3 by about 51,000 deliveries. Next was the BYD Song. This is the EV version, by the way, not the plug-in hybrid version. The Song, 102,000 deliveries. And then the Dolphin, the BYD Dolphin, sales of the Dolphin have just collapsed recently. I'm not sure why, but there is an upgraded version that's out now. 97,000 deliveries of the Dolphin. The BYD Chin was next with 91,000 deliveries. So guys, these numbers are, to be honest, pretty staggering. But when you look at this list, look at the top 8 selling, or the top 7 cars. They're, two Teslas in first and third place. The rest of them are all BYDs. Aeon Y. Aeon is next with around 75,000 deliveries. and that's followed by the Hongwan Mini EV, which is their micro EV. That's priced from 5,000 to 10,000, depending on the model you buy. That is followed up by the Chang'an Lumen. The Chang'an Lumen is very similar size to the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV. So really, 9th and 10th place are then basically micro cars. Now guys, if you're in Australia, you will be able to buy an Aeon Y, I believe, next year. And the Aeon Y, there is a version that has 1,000 kilometers of range in China. I don't know if we're going to get that in Australia, but that's pretty cool that we can buy that car. Now guys, I do also have a list here of the best-selling EVs in China in the month of July. First place, Model Y, with around about 42,000 deliveries. Second, BYD Seagull. Third, the Model 3, Tesla Model 3. Fourth, the Atto 3. Fifth, Xiaomi's SU7. So it's about nearly 13,000 Xiaomi SU7 deliveries. So Xiaomi's making more than 10,000 a month now, which is just staggering. How the hell are they doing that? It's amazing. Well, I'll tell you how they're doing it. They're using gigacasting like Tesla. They also use structural battery packs. They have the biggest gigacasting machine in the world, and they're able to make one EV every 70 seconds. The Xiaomi SU7 is a pretty fearsome car when you consider the price and the value. Anyhow, next, the Aeon Y, followed by the BYD Dolphin, the Aeon S, and the BYD Qin. In 10th place, the Chang'an Lumen. So no cars from Toyota, General Motors, Ford, Volkswagen, no legacy automakers are in the top 10 in the month of July. Will they ever be? Probably not. Interesting though, guys, to see the BYD Dolphin sales, they're starting to slide. Xiaomi SU7 sales are going up. Also surprising to see that the Model Y is still the best-selling EV in China. It's repeated that feat many months in a row. So what are the top-selling brands when it comes to EVs in China? Well, this is where BYD is pretty far ahead. BYD is in first place with around 850,000 deliveries of fully electric cars, not including plug-in hybrids. January to July, BYD delivered about 850,000 fully electric cars. Tesla delivered 500,000. Geely delivered around 220,000. So actually, Geely is the fastest growing EV company in the world right now. Pretty staggering growth from Geely. And keep in mind, Geely do have a lot of brands. They have Zeekr, they have Galaxy, they have Lynk & Co, they have Volvo, they have Polestar, they have Lotus. I mean, there's others. Smart. Holy smokes, Geely are just unbelievable. A lot of people believe, guys, and I think I agree, that by 2030, the two biggest car companies in the world will actually be BYD and Geely. And Geely and BYD's growth is pretty staggering. Look at all the other car manufacturers. Their sales are declining. Toyota sales are declining. The Volkswagen Group sales are declining. General Motors sales are declining. Ford sales are declining. Nissan sales are declining. Honda. Geely and BYD, though, formidable. Now, what were the best-selling EV brands in July? So just the month of July, the best-selling brand was, of course, BYD with about 130,000 deliveries. Tesla was a fair way back with around 77,000. Geely in third was around 30,000, and GAC Aeon was back in fourth with around just under 30,000. As you can see, next was the SAIC General Motors Wuling Tri-Venture. That was followed by NIO, followed by Chang'an, Chery, Leapmotor, and Xiaomi was in 10th place. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? You can clearly see the big players here. Really, I think the big players now in the global EV market are Geely, Tesla, and BYD. We used to say it was just BYD and Tesla, but you've really got to add Geely to that list, especially when you consider their current trajectory. EV sales for Geely are up by about 100% worldwide so far this year. They're the fastest growing car company in the world. Thanks for watching.